Home for the Giants, one of the most spectacular vistas on this continent, any continent. Downtown San Francisco in the background, and we zoom into Candlestick Park.
Brett Butler running between him and Clark. Flash forward to the bottom of the fourth inning. Dave Parker barely by inches just misses a home run. Candy Maldonado with the hesitation, allowing Jose Canseco to score, and he fails to get Dave Parker at second base, so the Oakland A's take.
I'll tell you what, we're having an earth.
Well, I don't know if we're on the air. We are in commercial, I guess. Yes, we hear you. I guess I don't hear a thing. I guess Dave Parker. Well, I don't know if we're on the air or not, and I'm not sure I care at this particular moment, but we are. Well, folks, that's the greatest open in the history of television, bar none. Yes, it certainly did. We're still here. We are still, as we can tell, on the air, and I guess you are hearing us, even though we have no picture and no return audio, and we will be back, we hope, from San Francisco in just a moment.
California, Game 3 of the 1989 World Series. The Oakland Athletics and the San Francisco Giants, with the A's leading in the World Series 2-0. Hi again, everyone. I'm Al Michaels. At this very moment, 10 days ago, we began our telecast with an aerial view of San Francisco, always a spectacular sight, and particularly so on that day because the cloudless sky of October 17th was ice blue, and the reflections of the late day sun sparkled like 1,000 jewels. That picture was very much a mirror of the feel and the mood that had enveloped the Bay Area and indeed most of Northern California. Their baseball teams, the Giants and the Athletics, had won pennants, and the people of this region were still basking in the afterglow of each team's success. And this great American sporting classic, the World Series, was for the time being exclusively theirs. Then, of course, that feeling of pure radiance was transformed into horror and grief and despair in 15 seconds. And now, on October 27th, like a fighter who's taken a vicious blow to the stomach and has groggily arisen, this region moves on and moves ahead. Scott Garrelts goes to the mound for the Giants. And he was the starting pitcher in Game 1 of the World Series, which took place 13 nights ago at the Oakland Coliseum. Among the things that have happened, and Bob Welch for Oakland, and now we're back to the starters in Game 1. And the lineup for the A's with Ricky Henderson, Carney Lansford, and Jose Canseco hitting third. Mark McGuire, the cleanup hitter. Dave Henderson in center. Steinbach is the catcher. Tony Phillips at second. Walt Weiss, who homered in Game 1 off Garrelts at shortstop. And again, just to refresh you, we're in the National League Park, and that means no designated hitter duty here. The pitchers will hit Mitchell, Butler, and Sheridan in the Giant outfield. Overfell at third, Williams at short, Thompson at second, Clark at first. Kennedy back to the plate, Garrelts is pitching, and because the Giants in those first 2 games of the World Series had only 9 hits, Roger Craig was going to make these changes anyway. Strangely, even though he is 5 for 8, he has been much quieter in the World Series. Yankees then came over in June and really sparked the A's. He gets fisted and grounds it to short. Matt Williams throws him out. So out to short, and Carney Lansford comes to the plate.
There you saw how Williams just nursed the ball over to Clark at first. He's the youngest player in the World Series.
That's lined into center field for a base hit. So Lansford picks up his 3rd hit of the World Series, a 1-out single here in the first inning. Carney has good speed, He stole 37 bases this season.
All during his first time at that, but my point about Williams, he nursed.
Jose Canseco at the plate, takes inside, ball one. Canseco, and again it's up and in, 2-0, and Canseco, after taking 2 pitches inside, and of all things, Jose begins to go toward the mound. Some of the players exit the dugout, but it will stop right there, and La Russa comes out to talk to Voltaggio.
You know, that's just misdirected passion right there. I mean, there's no way that Scott could
go. Breaking pitch into the hole, and that's a base hit. Lansford will stop at second as Mitchell gets it back in. So Jose snaps the string. He had not had a World Series hit since that grand slam home run in Game 1 against the Dodgers last year, forever forgotten because Gibson ended the game.
Craig, he's got to be a little concerned. He said he would go to the bullpen in a hurry tonight.
And the runners go as it's grounded to the hole. Williams up with it, one-handed throws to first for the out. The runners advance with Lansford now at third and Canseco at second. And again, it's Matt Williams who has been playing third for the Giants for the most part.
In second hit and run. You saw a lot more teams do it this year.
In the air to right field and deep, and Sheridan goes back, and it's off the top of the fence, and in play, 2 runs will score, and Henderson has a double. Dave saying, wasn't it a home run, but the right field umpire, Paul Runke, was down the line and there to call it. Said it hit the top of the fence and bounces back, and it's 2-0 A's and almost 3-0. But he didn't have it gauged correctly where it came down.
Right.
To 1. Steinbach hitting a 3-run homer in that one. That's grounded to third, scooped up by Oberkfell, and that's that in the first. But the A's got a couple to take the lead. After a half, Oakland 2 and San Francisco coming up. Then Thompson and Clark. Mitchell is in the cleanup spot. Oberkfell in the lineup tonight, hitting 5th. Matt Williams, Terry Kennedy, Pat Sheridan 8, and Garrelts. Bay Area, the A's scoring 2 runs in the top of the first, and now their ace going to the mound, Dave Stewart. 3 years in a row, he's won 20 or more, and in postseason, 2 victories against Toronto, 1 against San Francisco in Game 1. Giants, Butler, Robbie Thompson, and Will Clark in the bottom of the...
Right on target for Tuesday's game.
Lifted to left field, and Henderson was playing him in that direction anyway and makes the catch. So Ricky takes care of Butler. Here's the 2-hitter because he struck out 133 times during the regular year. Thompson, Mitchell's wrist, and Robbie Thompson gone on strikes. Here's the split forkball. Your preference from down
Sort, a little bit slower than Stewart's 88 to 92 mile per hour fastball.
18 miles via the San Mateo Bridge. 8 miles if you're a bird. In the air, down the line, curling foul, and Lansford giving chase and sliding and unable to backhand it. As in Oakland, plenty of room here in foul territory.
His first shutout of the season this year.
And Clark gone on strikes. So after the A's get 2 in the top of the inning, the Giants are gone in order. End of 1 in Game 3.
Played the other 6. Terrific athlete. Some think he is the best athlete, purely, was because most of the teams that come in here have to fight the elements.
Check swing, the appeal, and he's punched out at third by Gregg. Nick Walt, who hit only 3 homers during the regular season, but homered in Game 1 against Garrelts.
Scott Garrelts, because he didn't have command of it.
To center field, Butler gauging it, drifting back. 2 down in the second inning. He was 10 for 51. There it is, his career mark.
I was on the bench. So anyway, Stoddard, as you look at Dave Park, he couldn't even get anybody else in there. He let Stoddard hit, he got a base hit.
A's gone in order. to the amusement of even Parker. And the middle of the order for the Giants, Kevin Mitchell. Ballpark. Only about 75 people turned their original ticket stubs in. And Mitchell has gone on strikes. And so Dave Stewart picking right up where he left off.
The I-man. And usually those two go hand in hand. If you don't strike out a lot, you don't drive in many runs.
To right field, Canseco nearly misjudged it, but finds it and makes the catch. It's still a little tough right now. Dave Stewart, and he can really feel it because he's from the area originally. That's driven to deep left field, and Matt Williams has hit it out. Gone on 3 pitches. So Stewart comes back to strike out his 4th Giant, but San Francisco gets a run. At the 3rd inning, top of the order, Henderson, Lansford, and Canseco. They had a truncated batting practice as Henderson rips one into left center for a base hit, and more as Mitchell has to play it off the fence, and Ricky has a double. Henderson hitting it so hard. That's the type of ball that's a guaranteed double on AstroTurf.
Similar batting style. Rudy with more power. Lansford had a triple.
Lansford, look out, and the count is 1-0.
Lansford trying to go the other way. He has right field on his mind, so therefore he's ducking out over the plate. And not really impair his batting average. He does that so much over the course of the season.
Henderson stole 3rd 21 times this year. The 2-2 pitch just missing. Kennedy wanted the ball. Voltaggio says, 3-2 to Lansford. Got him. Three strikeouts for Scott Garrelts. Jose, 1 home run. There goes Henderson. Canseco takes a strike. The throw not in time. Good jump. Ricky steals 3rd. So with 1 out, he goes. With nobody out, giving Lansford a chance to hit the ball. Fastball is a little squibber to 3rd. Overkill able to check the runner, and they're going to say now a foul ball or not. Canseco is saying a foul ball, but the umpire, Voltaggio, is saying no, sir. And of course, the Nippy Jones stories will now come out. What about the shoe polish? And La Russa will go to Voltaggio and say, let's check with the first base umpire, Dutch Renner.
The one problem is the Oakland Athletics have white shoes and the baseball's white.
That's right.
That ball came right off his foot.
Meanwhile, that one hits Garrelts, who's able to recover, and a soft toss to Clark to take care of McGuire. And they check out Garrelts, who really took a shot. A bullet back through the middle as he comes staggering off the mound. But the A's are gone, leaving Henderson at 3rd in the 3rd.
Because he stopped, I think that was the best indication of all.
Pat Sheridan leads off the bottom of the 3rd by hitting a soft bouncer down to Phillips, and he's gone. So 1 away here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and the batter will be Scott Garrelts. The Braves and the Yankees, and one of the key plays in that, Jones triples, including one which ended up with him on the disabled list, and down he goes on strikes. And then we're back here tomorrow at 8 Eastern Time for the World Series Game 4. Butler hits a soft fly ball to Dave Henderson. And 9 of the 10 Giants have gone down. The only blemish on the Stewart ledger, the home run by Williams. 2-1 Oakland. And on to the fourth inning we go with Dave Henderson to lead off.
And it is a special city. People have been fantastic.
The whole area. There's a drive to deep right center field, and that one is gone. Dave Henderson this time hits it over after hitting the top of the fence in the first inning. This one clears it by a couple of feet in the fourth.
Tried to come up a little bit different pitching pattern.
Here's Steinbach grounding one to short. A nice convenient hop for Matt Williams. And the A's catcher is out number one.
Center in this ballpark than any other park.
And that one carries very well to right field, and that one is gone off the bat of Phillips. And the Giant bullpen is busy.
Well, you got to wonder, Al, what the line drive off Garrelts did last inning. He came off the mound. He's had that type of year where you don't want to leave, but all three really hits this inning have been hit right on the number.
And here comes Craig. It's always a tip-off when the catcher looks over into the dugout. It's almost as if he's saying he's lost it. And Kennedy took a long look into the dugout, and Craig comes out. And in he comes, and as we mentioned before, Craig has to manage like this is the last game of the year. Garrelts out, Downs comes in.
More innings than he's ever pitched before. As you look at Kelly Downs, a couple of innings. Game 2 is pitched definitely. You see Weiss hit it to Clark at first, and there's 2 down, but that had to lead to his demise. Hit him on the right side. We really couldn't tell from the angle whether it got him in the arm or in the right rib cage. Been scored off San Francisco's starting pitchers. Bullpen is
soft looper right into the glove of Thompson. But a couple of homers in the fourth by Dave Henderson and Tony Phillips. 4-1 is the score, and back we come after a word from our ABC stations. Game 3, the A's are on top by a score of 4-1, and Robbie Thompson to lead off in the bottom of the fourth. And on 3 pitches, down he goes on the fork or split finger. Second time he has struck out.
to his advantage. But if you don't stay ahead, hitters won't swing at the balls out of the strike zone.
Clark lines it into center field for a base hit. So with one out, a single by Clark here in the fourth inning, and the crowd comes very much alive again as Kevin Mitchell comes to the plate.
No grand slams either.
That's grounded to the hole, and a base hit, and the Giants have runners at first and second. And they're loaded. Williams, who homered in the second. Got him. Williams couldn't pull the trigger. Perfect pitch by Stewart, and a big second out.
That challenge was right on the outside corner.
Now, and it's lined in the center field for a base hit. Clark comes in to score. Here comes Mitchell. The throw is cut off. It's 4-3. Giants have Overfell at second. Kennedy at first. It's 4-3 in the fourth. And the 2-2 pitch is grounded to the right side. Great diving stop by McGuire, but the throw does get it. Stewart gets over there just in time to take care of him at first base, but the Giants get 2 to make it 4-3. Go to the bench, and then Brantley would have been in. Now you not only have Downs pitching in the top of the fifth inning.
Have him expand the strike zone.
And Henderson is on. So Ricky Henderson leading off, which is just the way the A's like it, not only at the start of the game, but in any particular inning. It's the third time he's led off tonight in the second.
When you take a look at Ricky, is he stopped? In other words, is he static? Is he stationary?
This time he goes, gets a good jump, the pitch misses, and the throw to second misses as well, and Henderson with a steal.
And there was a quick release, a good fastball, a good pitch for Kenny to throw on. No chance.
Until there's one out, and he looked like he may have jammed his right wrist sliding into second base.
And Dr. Clark, Al Clark, takes a look at it. Meanwhile, Henderson, 11 steals. That breaks Lopes' record in 81. And again, of course, you only had the World Series through 1969. And Lansford is on. So Downs has walked the first two A's here in the fifth inning, and Canseco comes to the plate. And Craig goes to the mound, and what's the most important inning for Downs, because the Giants scrambling back into the game with two in the bottom of the fourth, and the last thing they'll want to see is the A's reestablish a 2 or 3 run cushion over the last two World Series. Then he grounded out in the third and have them bat ninth, and the pitcher hit 8th.
Don't let him hit a strike. That's how they got him out last time on that questionable ball off his foot.
Pickoff play at second, and real close. Henderson going back and standing up.
That's what made it close.
And again, Thompson gets there. Ooh, close again. Drops down, and it's drilled to deep left center field, and Jose Canseco on a 2-2 pitch has hit it out. A 3-run home run, and it's 7-3 Oakland.
Slider in the center of the plate. That's what Downs did.
Breaking pitch takes care of McGuire, so Downs finally gets the first out of the fifth inning. Oakland has hit 3 homers in the game. Dave Henderson, Phillips, the time, hey, you can't walk people, it'll come back to hurt you, but especially in a lineup like this one. And there's another towering drive at deep center field. Butler goes back, and Henderson has hit his second home run. The 4th by the A's, the 5th on this winless night at Candlestick, and it's 8-3. And everybody was figuring, well, the layoff would do one thing. The pitchers would be way ahead of the hitters. World Series record for most home runs in a game is 6. We've had 5. Here comes Brantley, and back we come to Candlestick Park. After this, Terry Steinbach. Brantley will hit in the number 8 spot. And that's ball 4. So Steinbach draws the 3rd walk of the inning. Phillips comes up. Home.
And Tony Phillips could do it too. He homered.
Big deal out of what will Candlestick be like in October. It was like that in the playoffs, like that tonight, and we've got a balk. So you even have balks on winless nights at Candlestick. The most famous balk of all, of course, was Stu Miller in the wind in the All-Star game in '62.
Threw in there with a neck jerk.
And Phillips has gone on strikes. Phillips, thinking it was the 3rd out, was ready to flip his helmet away. He'd already thrown the bat away.
That's what long innings will do to you.
Tony almost had our tape truck rolling in a... And Weiss hits a bouncer to the hole. Clark fields and flips the ball to Brantley, and that's that. But a damaging inning for the Giants as the A's pick up 4 and lead it 8-3. to 1986, looking for a job. Boy, has he ever found one. Maldonado on a half swing, hits it softly by the mound. Phillips is there to come up with it, and Candy is gone on the first pitch in the bottom of the 5th inning. Because then you feel you may be done.
On the split fingered, and it's been a struggle.
Butler hits one to center field. Dave Henderson is right there. 2 down.
A story about how Duncan learned about the split finger fastball.
Robbie Thompson hits a fly ball to shallow left field, and Henderson comes on, and Ricky makes the catch on the run. So a quick inning for Dave Stewart as the Giants go out 1-2-3 here in the 5th. It remains 8-3 A's, and will return after a word from our ABC stations. Jim Palmer, Tim McCarver with the A's on top 8-3, and Dave
Bats. If he gets up 4 times, he's pitched well.
Shallow right center. Robbie Thompson says he'll take care of it. Stewart is 0 for 3, and Ricky.
Saw how effective that pitch was, and it's been very helpful with the Oakland pitching staff in teaching it to them.
That's grounded sharply on a hop to third, and Overfell fires to first, and they take care of Henderson. So Ricky is gone.
Makes it easily.
Now Lansford hits it in the air to left field and deep, and going back is Mitchell, and that one is gone. And that ties a World Series record for most home runs in a game by a team, and most in the game by 2 teams as well. It's 9-3. The Yankees against the Cardinals in 1928 hit 5 in a game, and there have been 6 in the game from both clubs on 3 separate occasions, and now 4. And that's hit high in the air to left field. Mitchell fading back, still going back on the track, and makes the catch. And so even the outs are long as the A's go down in the 6th. It's 9-3 Oakland. World title. 9-3. The A's on top as we. Hopped up in Mr. Weiss's neighborhood. 1 away. So 1 gone, and
the way things are going, you might make it. And walked only 1.
To center field, Dave Henderson moving over, and Henderson, who spent a brief part of 1987 in a Giant uniform, makes the catch. Pitch to Oberkfell, missing ball 1, 1-0. San Francisco. And that's a base hit into right field by Oberkfell. So Oberkfell picks up the Giants' 5th hit. 2-out single here in the 6th. In the air to center field, relatively deep but very playable for Dave Henderson, and that's that for the Giants. Another air out. To the 7th we go, 9-3 A's.
Ricky Henderson having homered for the A's, and that includes Dave Parker, the dead.
The 2 guys in Major League history. The other guy, Jose Canseco, to hit 30+ their first 3 years.
And McGuire is on, so another walk to an Oakland A, and that's been poison through postseason for the opposition. And here is Dave Henderson, the 4th, homered in the 5th. Outside of that, nothing. Giants in 87, though, he was ineligible for the playoffs. Oakland last year, Oakland this year. Oberkfell to Thompson 1 to first for 2. So they finally get Henderson and get a bonus as well. As he
have strived all year for. Let him go home.
That's grounded through Oberkfell's leg, backed up by Williams, and too late at first base. So E5, as Ken Oberkfell can't come up with it. And the A's with Steinbach at first base and 2 down have Phillips coming to the plate.
Ball stayed down on Oberkfell. Watch it hug the ground.
And Obi's glove is up, and it scoots on through for below the hop. In other words, a lot easier to come up than to go down. That was a perfect illustration.
Tell you. 2 down with Phillips at the plate, and he grounds it toward the hole, but Thompson is there to one-handed on the grass and get him. At the end of 6 1/2, it remains 9-3 A's. Well, there was so much talk about whether or not the World Series would have credibility and all of the rest as Kennedy begins the bottom of the 7th by popping out to Lansford. But if you were here, and we have all been here through the duration and talked to people and felt the, and it was real simple. The people who loved baseball wanted baseball. The people who were in. There's a high fly ball to center field, but room there for Dave Henderson. Backing up over the track. And Riles is out number 2.
In the ball game, you got to go back to that great play that McGuire made.
As Maldonado goes down on strikes. And for Smoke Stewart, that's number 8. On to the 8th. For the A's. 0-1 the count. Weiss, and then we're going to see a pinch hitter. Dave Stewart has gone to the clubhouse. He's done after 7. Lance Blankenship has come out on deck. And then we'll see Ricky Henderson. There's a chopper, and it is a fair ball fielded by Oberkfell. Throw too late. So Weiss legs out an infield single. Looked like it may have even bounced off the corner of the plate. The World Series. This year, spent some time at Tacoma. 2-2 is ripped back through the middle for a base hit. Weiss will stop at second as Butler's throw comes in. And so back-to-back singles beginning the 8th inning, and Ricky Henderson will be coming to the plate. Ricky Henderson, mentioned before, Henderson, one of the few A's who is at the park because he lives on this side. And that's hit in the air to center field. Brett Butler backs up. The runners are both tagging. Weiss is on his way to third, and then Blankenship holds at first as the throw comes into second. So Weiss moves up 90 feet. The A's now have runners at the corners.
Ricky's saying that could have been the 6th home run. He got a high slider and just got it up on the bat.
Lansford chops one, and Oberkfell can't get it, and that'll score a run as Blankenship comes in, or Weiss comes in, and it's juggled by Mitchell, and another run scores as Blankenship crosses the plate following Weiss, and the A's add 2 more and lead it 11-3. It's 11-3, and the batter is Jose Canseco. Little squibber to short. Williams throws to first, and that's too late as Clark has to come off the bag. And Lansford goes to third. And strangely, McGuire has none of those. That is a collective route.
Right.
Lefferts throwing in the bullpen. That's hit back off Hamaker's glove. Thompson is there. Off balance throw. Gets him for the second out, but coming in to score is Lansford to make it 12-3. So McGuire will get an RBI, 1-4-3.
Knee problems kept him from pitching as much as he'd like.
Well, with a 12-3 lead, Dave Henderson finds a way to go to first base the hard way. 1-0 pitch is whacked into left field for a base hit. Mitchell comes up with the ball as Canseco rounds third, and he comes in to score. And it's 13-3 on a single by Steinbach as he joins the hit parade. That's his first hit of the night. Roger Craig goes to the middle. So in will come Lefferts, the sprinter. With the A's on top, 13-3. Guess which team's ahead? That's hit in the air to center field. Brett Butler is there, and he makes the catch. But the A's bat around in the 8th. They had 4, and at the end of 7 1/2, it's 13-3 Oakland. for Butler. He'll be followed by Thompson. And Litton has already come out on deck, so even Robbie will come out of the game. And then Clark. Two-hopper to short. One-handed by Weiss over to McGuire. And quickly one away. Robbie Thompson. Round that up for you. It was totally sold out as Litton grounds one just out of the outstretched reach of Weiss in the center field for a base hit. So Litton is on with one out in the 8th inning, and Will Clark will come to the plate. 0-1 on Clark. Will Clark runs into Rick Honeycutt. Joe DiMaggio next to Bobby Brown.
And still broken.
Damage done to his home.
Grounded to Phillips at third. He waits for Blankenship to get over for the force, and the Giants are done in the 8th. On to the 9th, 13-3 in front of Joe D. Hitting in the number 7 spot. And to the 9th inning we go.
Blown the Giants out 3 games in a row, and they don't want him to get off the mat.
Nope, not at all. You're exactly right. There's Litton underneath it with Maldonado in the neighborhood. One season by the 49ers. I guess we really knew it was back a week after the quake last Tuesday when with
Healthy dishes.
a little squiver off to the right of the mound, and it's overrun by Lefferts, and then Clark's sweep nets nothing but air, and Blankenship is aboard again.
And the A's continue to play like this. The Athletics are going to be in the driver's.
Stays in for Mitchell. Blankenship gets back to first. Henderson hit that one off the end of the bat
Before he was supposed to move in.
Mike Gallego will now pinch hit here in the 9th inning. Softly to right. Gloved by Maldonado, and the Giants come up in the bottom of the 9th, trailing by 10. Away from their first world titles. And a walk to Overfell. So Gene Nelson, the third pitcher, and you saw the new defensive alignment with Tony Phillips moving to left, Mike Gallego now at third. Have 15 hits in almost 3 complete games. Pacific, 8 Eastern for game 4. Shallow left center field. And it was Phillips giving way to Hendu, and Dave Henderson makes the catch. Well, you're seeing all that Tony Phillips can do tonight. He even gets into that picture. Little looper to shallow right field, and coming in and not able to make the catch is Javier, as Van Waring almost runs up the back of Overfell, who winds up finally at third with Van Waring at second. So a little dunker down the line winds up as a double. It's the Giants' 3rd extra base hit of the World Series.
Almost got run right by.
Bill Bates.
1890.
There's a high drive to deep left field. Tony Phillips goes all the way back, and that one is gone. And if you have stayed with us, you have just watched a little bit of World Series history. 7 home runs in a game. Called strike 3. And Maldonado would like to blame it on the lights, but he's blaming it on Voltaggio.
They always get the last word.
And it's grounded into center for a base hit. Nixon with a 2-out single in the 9th inning. And actually, it's LaRussa who's going to visit the mound after Duncan had started out. Tony says, nope, I'll take care of it, and bring in a reliever. They lead 13-6. The Giants have Nixon at first base. And that's grounded fair down the left field line and into the corner. Nixon heading toward third. Phillips tracking it down in foul territory. Nixon around third. He'll come in to score on a double by Linton. In Cincinnati, in a game in which they'd taken most of the regulars out, they came back and at one point were down a homer. And he also had a huge 3-run double off Hershiser in a 3-2 victory in September, and Clark has walked. So, runners at first and second, and this walk in the park has become a little something different for La Russa and Dennis Eckersley. If nothing else, this is not what La Russa wanted to happen, in the sense that if he gets Eckersley up, he wants him to pitch. He doesn't want to waste him throwing on a night when he doesn't pitch. He's real careful about that. But in the ninth inning, the Giants have hit around. 1-2 on Mitchell. Breaking pitch, lifted to left field, but right toward Phillips, who has to back up, and that's it. So the Giants in the ninth send 9 to the plate, get 4, but come up well short, and the A's are 1 victory away from their first world championship in 15 years.